Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Car Wash Magazine Live. I'm your host, Editor-in-Chief of Car Wash Magazine, Matt DeWolf. So here we go, everybody. Another week, another batch of fantastic programming for you here on this show. Let's start off first. If you have questions, any question at all, you can ask that if you're watching in the chat feed here. Ask all the questions you want. Answers are not guaranteed, unfortunately. So along that vein, I've got questions for you too. Here's the deal. I want to know, what's your favorite car wash memory? That's one. Number two, what have you learned in 2020? Those are the two questions that I want to put out on the table for you all. You can submit your video responses to those questions at carwash.org/vidquest. So I really want to hear more stories like last week Zane Roper's story of the employee who had the snake fall on his head. We had a story a while back with John Roush who had a naked man at the wash. So lots of really crazy stories out there, funny stuff. Doesn't have to be that hysterical. Can also be just your favorite inspirational moment. All good. We share them all. We love them all. All right, everybody. So two things that I am extra excited about this week. Number one is last week I was talking to everybody about how the energy around the car wash show space selection was off the charts. You could almost feel it through the virtual space selection screen. And guess what? I wasn't lying. It is the second largest space selection in the car wash show history. So everybody's really excited. Everybody's feeling the energy. As I said way back in March when we had to cancel the 2020 show, the Car Wash Show 2021 is going to be something like you have never seen before. So really looking forward to it. And if you want to stay in the know, everything related to the upcoming show in Vegas, that's at thecarwashshow.com. So make sure you check it out. The other thing that I'm super excited about, I've been on a quest. I haven't told anybody about this really. Outside of the ICA staff, but I've been on a quest to get car wash swag. Okay, so I've got my branded ICA gear, and I've got a couple of shirts laying around that I've gotten over the years. But Jimmy Branch was kind enough to send me this lovely item. This is called a, I would call it a neck gaiter, but it's called a tubular bandana. So super cool. However, when I get my swag, I like to wear it. Generally, I like to show it off for the program. It had to come with instructions. Jimmy, what's up, man? Like, it's got 16 different ways to wear this thing. The instructions are a little bit like IKEA, but it goes a little something. I mean, I think it just goes like this. I don't know. Let's try it real quick. All right. So I think it's just like that, right? I mean, is that Jimmy? Is that right? I don't know. So I don't know if this is really going to work. I can't see anything. I don't really feel safe. So we'll figure that out. We'll keep working on that. I think there's one on here that says pirate. I think that's going to be my preferred form of wear, pirate. So it's super cool. Jimmy, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. If you got more swag, I'll take it. I love swag. All right, everybody. So now it is time for at least my favorite part of the show. Maybe not yours, but here we go. We got jokes. This week's joke for you is, what did the water say to the boiler? Man, you really burned me up. Oh, they're so good because they're so bad. That's the whole reason we do them. All right, everybody. Like I said, until you send me your jokes, you get my jokes. Without further ado, let's bring on our guests for the show, Matt and Paul Stagg from Splash Car Washes. Guys, welcome to the program. How are you?
Great, doing well. Glad to be here.
So, thank you as always. The guests always save me from my joke. I have to put in a laugh track because they're not all good, and it's also really unsettling to tell a joke to silence. So I've learned that the hard way. But you guys have a great story to share, and I'm really pumped to get this out there for everybody. I've had a chance to get your all's backstory. We're gonna now share that with everybody else. So. Can we just start? Let's back up a little bit. Give me kind of the path into the industry and kind of tell me a little bit about Splash Car Washes.
Well, it started back in 1995. I bought 2 car washes for $105,000. That's not down payment. That's like total payment for 2 car washes. So you can imagine what that was like. And from there, went to a trade show and took on a line of car wash equipment, built some car washes, got into the tunnel business, and built about 20 of the express tunnels, the Boomerang brand. Sold out of that, and at that same time, we had 2 full-serve washes that were hemorrhaging money. And so fortunately, we figured out that we should go to a flex model, and that's where we are today.
So you've kind of, when we were talking the other day, you told me you said something that struck me. You said that you started out with self-serves, and then you moved into upscale self-serves. Tell me about what that experience is like. What does an upscale self-serve look like?
Well, back in the 90s, at least in Arkansas, what you had was these metal buildings, self-serve bays, say a 4-bay metal building on B- or C properties. Well, I was fortunate enough that the distributor, it was a DNS distributor out of the Boot Hill, Missouri. What they were doing was they had A properties and built a really nice building and had automatics and self-serves.
Okay.
And so before that, you had the gas station automatics or you had self-serves. Married those together. Instead of a $300,000 car wash, it was a $1.2 million self-serve.
Okay. Yeah. So just changing the whole dynamic of what people think of what a self-serve looks like, right?
People like nice things.
Yeah, absolutely. So you've done kind of all of the models in the industry. Why did you settle on your current model, which is Flex with Quick Lube?
Well, because of our education, because I had to learn the hard way how to make a flex work. All right. And the old full serve, unfortunately, the culture was like really bad. Okay. And it was really hard to change the culture. And, but once you've been through that, you hate to waste your PhD and that you acquired the hard way. And so and plus no one else is doing it now.
Yeah.
So it's a niche for us. We have the education and preparation.
Yeah. Whether you wanted the education or not, you got it.
That's
through
yeah.
through many years of blood, sweat, and tears.
That's right. And fear and intimidation and the stress of are we going to make it?
All of the emotions all at once.
And
all the time. Yeah. Welcome to car washing, right?
That's right.
So, tell me a little bit about like. It's not easy to do a flex or a full serve or a quick lube. All these things require a lot of labor, so that can be scary for folks. We've seen a lot of people in the industry are trying to get less and less labor. Why do you all not shy away from that? Like, why is labor okay for you?
Well, the thing is, we had to make it work. Okay. I mean, if I was coming into the industry today, I would not choose this path, right? I mean, because if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have that experience, I don't know how you would be successful. But for us, it's a little bit more than just the economics. It's the teamwork, and since we can make it work, since we do know how to do that, we have changed our culture. There's a lot of satisfaction that comes from being part of a team and developing young people. And then there's the business and financial side of it, to where I have no competition. I'm in a small state. And so nobody is going to be building a flex across the street from us. But that's not true at all of the express car washes. They are building. I mean, there's a new one just 4 miles from where I'm sitting right now in In a rural state, that's pretty close.
Yeah, well,
So,
that barrier to entry, right? I mean, it's a lot
yeah,
harder to get into something that's a flex, a lot of labor, plus a quick lube. Then it's just harder, right?
that's right. And it takes pressure off of us for volume. Although we do a good volume, it takes some of the pressure off when you have other income streams. The other thing it does is with the club plans,
Mm-hmm.
and limited the club plans, I don't think many customers are going to have plans at two different competing businesses. And so if they're going to get the inside cleaned, which there's a financial incentive for them to be members of our club because we do more.
Yeah.
So, and it's, some of it's part of my mindset. If we're going to compete, I want to try to make sure we win.
Yeah, you don't want to be in second place, right? That's no fun.
But it is a lot more expensive, of course. So,
Well, the other thing that I think is really interesting in terms of, so yeah, okay, you guys have a lot of labor, but that's okay because part of why you switched your kind of business path is because you wanted that kind of traditional family business feel, right? Like you wanted that vibe that kind of the car wash industry started with, which was a family business. It's kind of for the community. It's for everybody that's a part of it. That's such a big part of what you all do, right?
it is. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, we happen to be in the car wash business, but really we look at it as we're here to just serve people, and the having a bigger team doing more services allows us to serve in different ways and to develop our people and to really just give back to the communities. And so uh, the more people we have, the more impact we can have. And so we look at adding people to our team as a positive.
So okay, so let's talk about this kind of family approach. And the thing that sticks out for me when we talk about your all's washes is this focus on service. So high service standards. You really want the experience for the customer to be top notch, also for your people. But let's start. Tell me a little bit about the customer experience. Specifically, you all have this a concierge. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so one of our core values is to look for opportunity to serve others. And so if you've ever been to a nicer hotel and you have a question about what to do, you go to the concierge in the lobby. And so when we were coming up with the title of what we wanted this position to do, what we wanted it to look like, we just thought that was a great fit. We don't sell anything in our lobbies. Back in the full serve days, we had steering wheel covers, CD case holders. We sold everything, but we wanted an experience where they could just come in and relax. So the concierge their job is to serve popcorn, coffee, tea. We make cookies. We have a children's play area if they want to get down and play with the kids, strike up a conversation, get to know the customer and build that relationship. We feel while we're in a fast-paced world, people still value having a relationship and good conversations. And so that's what we have that person do. That's their only job, is to just love on our customers.
Yeah, for you all, that comes from a deeper place, right? It's not just about having a good relationship with the customers. It's spiritual, right? It's a foundational thing for you all. Talk a little bit about that.
Nah, we feel, I mean, we are very blessed as a family, as a company, to be put in a position that God's given us a lot, and we feel it's our responsibility on a daily basis to use this company to bless other people and to make an impact in the world. And so we're in a small state, but we have our team. We want to develop those people. We always say we want to develop them personally, professionally, and spiritually, make well-rounded individuals. And it's just the way we see that we can make a direct impact in people's lives. And that's why our business exists. Of course, we want to make money. That allows us to do more things and hire more people and grow. But really, it's about making a difference in people's lives. So.
Well, and the thing that you all do that I think is really interesting is how you leverage the wash is kind of you all called it it's your ministry, right? Like that's your ministry. Your washes are your ministry to go out and serve your community. You all take it a step further in terms of getting your employees actively involved in the community through some local charities. Tell everybody about that, because I love that. I love that aspect of your business.
Whenever we open a new store for the grand opening or whatever, we do some research and find a charity that aligns with our core values that we can get behind what they're doing, whether it be the local Boys and Girls Club or a children's shelter. It's another one we did recently, but so we partner with them on that one-time event for our grand opening. But then we also try to, on a quarterly, semi-annual basis, do a service project with that organization. When we have events throughout the year, customer appreciation days and stuff, we'll invite them back in to take donations and help give them a way to get their name out in the community. And people that aren't familiar with the organization, maybe we can help connect them. And we call them serve days that we try to organize on a quarterly basis where the team, gets as many people as they can to go out, and whether it's that organization or another one, but to just be out in the community and have some fun serving other people.
And it's local, right? It's like, so it's not, you don't all do the same one. It's whatever in the area.
Yeah. Every location has a different organization that they've kind of partnered with.
We look for local needs, and that's what we do. Who's underserved.
Yeah. I love I love going beyond. It's one thing to have the charity fundraisers and stuff at the washes and give money back. That's a super impactful thing, but there's so much benefit for both the community and the local organizations, but also for the employees who are getting the opportunity to serve and know what that feels like to volunteer. Because guess what? When you volunteer, you take a lot more away from that than what you actually gave every time. So love what you guys are doing on that front. From an employee perspective, is there anything that you all have found that's really helpful or really successful in terms of just kind of making this culture work? It's not everybody goes to work and is ready to just build all these relationships with people and have these real personal connections. How do you guys kind of trickle that down through the company?
Well, so one of the ways we try to bring some of the stuff we talk about to life is we provide like personal finance classes. We have a lot of 18 to 23-year-old kids who are making some uneducated decisions that tend to follow them for the rest of their lives. And if you've got a bad car loan or a bad student loans or something, it can just affect you for the next decade. And so we try to come alongside them and teach them some basics on what the next phase of life can look like for them, how they can be more prepared, get them on a good path. And then as they're indoctrinated into our culture, we try to have them do fun stuff outside of work. A store last week had a bowling outing together, and just to get them a part of a team, paint a picture for them of what their career could look like here. And we really try to make it a career for them and not just a part-time job to get through school or something. We have a lot of people that start that way and then end up sticking with us for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I mean, just the fact that people can see that there is a path for them, and that car washing can be a career, and it can be a really rewarding one for you if you let it be. So everything that you guys do comes through in your social media. So I'm gonna run something real quick here for the folks at home watching. We're gonna come back and get a look at one of your all's locations here in just a few minutes, and then we're gonna ask a couple more questions. We could talk all day. Hang around with me for just a little bit, guys. Okay, I wanna come back to this conversation. But in the meantime, if you are running out of things to post on social, if maybe you don't have lots of photos and stuff to do in your social media kind of cabinet to pull out in terms of your events and stuff, take a look at this advice from our friend Champ Savage.
You're out of things to post on social. I'll tell you what to do. Stop. Okay, not really. Yes, you need to market your wash. Yes, you need customers. The path doesn't require more work, but it does require the right work. Understand your customer. We'll do that by diving into the data. For example, you might know that your customer base is more female than male, or in the age range of 25 to 50. But if you really want to be relevant and keep your efforts out of the trash, you have to dig deeper. Let's build a persona. Looking at our POS and CRM, we discover that we have a lot of working moms with at least one child under the age of 14, washing on the weekends in between errands. Let's give them a name. I'm calling mine Mavery. Hey, don't judge. That's my name. You pick whatever you want. Mavery. Now I know how to talk to Mavery. It's a different approach to social, email, and even the experience at the wash. Knowing that Mavery washes on the weekends in between errands, we know she doesn't have a lot of time. I can message to the time savings that we could provide. In and out and on your way in 7 minutes or less. Or we can appeal to the lightening of the workload. Hey, we can't clean your house, but we can clean your car. Building out personas and understanding audiences can help you stay connected. You'll be relevant, you'll get better engagement, and you'll have more customers.
All right, so that is Champ Savage. That's our segment, Ask Champ. You can see those in Car Wash Magazine. Every print edition has an Ask Champ segment toward the back of the publication. So those are your questions, marketing related, answered by our resident expert, Champ Savage, giving you all the insight and all the attitude that you could ever ask for from a marketing professional. So that is Ask Champ. If you want to send a marketing question, you can email that to askchamp@carwash.org. All right, stop. Tour time. Guys, that was a super cool video of your all's washes there. I love that there's the shot of the kid high-fiving the employee in the bay. Like, totally quintessential what you guys just talked about and what you do and how you build that culture. So I love that. The other thing that's really obvious when you watch that video and you look at that facility, it's beautiful. And you can't keep a facility beautiful like that if you're not constantly maintaining it and constantly investing in the business and looking around the corner. So tell me a little bit about how you all kind of approach that and how you make sure that you're seeing what's coming and what's going to be next in this industry.
Well, yeah, in that facility there that we built one, opened one less than a year later, and it had quite a few changes in it. And I guess that's kind of the nature of it. But, it takes a year or so to get one of these built, and you hate to be a year behind after you open one. So we try to look and see what we can do to improve them. One of the things that's great is that this industry is so open, and I don't think any of us would be here if it wasn't for other people sharing what they've learned as well. But, part of it is a responsibility we have to our customers. I want to make sure that we're giving our customers the best that we can possibly do. And I travel around and I see what other people have done, and I want to make sure that we incorporate the best for our customers.
you know, the you touch on something, you know, I swear I hear the same thing every week. But it's 175,000% true. This industry is so willing to help one another. It is so open.
I get asked, can we, a manager called me this week, so-and-so wants to come visit the wash. He wants to do a flex.
Yeah.
And how can you possibly say no when you've been helped so much by everybody else? So it's like, sure.
Well, I mean,
So-
you could say no, but guess what? Next time you make that phone call to ask for help, karma's going to get you.
Not with any kind of conscience at all. Because, man, there's so many people that have helped me.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. The other thing that we haven't talked about yet, but I do want to touch on it for everybody because I think it's really interesting. And this is one of those things I think that, you know, being open, we can share ideas with one another. Your All's Unlimited program, you do something a little different with that. Explain that for me.
We try to figure out what, because of our multiple profit centers, we want to make our unlimited plan like a slam dunk, just a no-brainer that I never think about canceling some of my subscriptions that I have. And we were thinking through ways that we could differentiate ourselves and really get people to talk about it. So we have the typical unlimited plans, and there's discounts on oil changes and discounts on interior cleanings. But about a year and a half ago, we introduced what was our interior cleaning and exterior cleaning package. We added free oil changes to that as well. And so we call it our all-inclusive pass. And so you get unlimited exterior washes, unlimited interior cleanings, and then free synthetic oil change every 3 months or 5,000 miles. And so we've gotten a lot of great response. It's one of our more popular packages. And as far as I know, no one else is doing it. May not be the smartest decision. We like it, our customers like it, and as far as we know, it's working well.
Yeah, so it's, hopefully it falls into the line of things that you would do again, not the thing you wouldn't do again.
We would. We're pushing it, and it continues to grow, and it's so different that it takes a little while for customers to like, what's the kit? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Well, free oil changes. So.
Well, the beauty of that, right, is that it's hitting all of the decision points for a customer, right? So no matter what the logic of why they may or may not want an unlimited pass, well, now there's a very practical reason to say, oh, well, I got to get my oil changed, and I'm going to wash my car. Well, yeah, all right, why not? This makes sense.
Yeah, we feel like we've tapped into the cheapos who couldn't justify an unlimited, washing them, getting somebody else to wash it. Now they don't change their own oil, so now we've tapped into those people who can justify it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Hey guys, I'm not going to keep you much longer here. I do have one last question for you. What keeps you coming back to this industry every day? What gives you hope?
Well, I'll tell you what, I can answer that because, I'm getting to the age now, and we've had enough success where I don't have to do this, right? And I love it. I can't wait to get out of bed in the morning and go to work. And for me, it's seeing young people grow. I love being able, we pay very, very well, okay? Starting is $12 an hour in a real estate. So, but we require a lot. And so I love pushing young people and seeing them grow beyond what they ever thought they could.
Yeah, that's so awesome. You guys, thank you. Like, such a powerful story. Thank you for sharing that with everybody in this industry. I mean, it's so great. Thank you so much. Always my pleasure to help tell these stories. I'm going to let you guys get back to the business of, I would say the business of washing cars. That's what I like to say, but why don't you guys go ahead and get back to the business of taking care of your people? I mean, that seems more just. So thank you so much for being on the program. Right now, we're going to get a little advice from Bob Klein, who is the chief researcher for ICA's Car Wash Consumer Study.
By using these data to understand what seems to be going particularly well in other parts of the country, in other types of washes, you have an opportunity to start a dialogue and to really understand what's going on with the consumer today. How do we take this love affair in America where 83% of consumers washed at a pro wash in the past year? an all-time record. And how can we learn from each other through the eyes of the consumer how we can take this business to unprecedented levels in the future?
All right, so that was advice from our friend Bob Klein on the latest United States consumer study from International Car Wash Association that's available for purchase. You can also, we have a 3-part series with Bob Klein talking about the study, 3 main components. He dives in on the podcast around the kind of design of the study. He goes into some details around what are some of the findings, and then a little bit about what you can do with it. So if you want to hear some of that, subscribe to Car Wash, the podcast, wherever you might consume your podcasts. If you want to catch more episodes of this program, carwashmagazine.com has everything you need. All the archived episodes are there, or YouTube, or Facebook. Again, wherever you are, wherever you're consuming content, we want to be there. So make sure you tune in and catch up on those. If you've got a story idea to share or somebody who needs to be featured on this program, please do let us know. You can send that straight to me at mdewolf@carwash.org. And with that, my friends, I leave you with keep it clean.